We're installing over 48 recessed lights in this house, and I wanted to show you guys how to properly install these recessed lighting junction boxes, because every time I take down one of these lights, the junction boxes are always made up like a complete hack job. So the first thing that I like to do is throw away those orange wire nuts that come with the junction boxes. They're complete junk, and I don't trust them to make a good connection. The next thing that I'll do is I'll break out the KO on the opposite side of where the actual recessed lighting whip is. So what I mean by that is that's the whip that plugs into the recessed light itself. You want to make sure you do it on the opposite end. That way you have enough slack to plug in the recessed light. The next thing that I'll do is you only want to strip a couple inches of Romex in there, because the junction box is very tight and you don't have enough room to leave a lot of slack. So that's what you're going to do when you push it up into the ceiling. That's where all your slack's going to go. You got to make sure that you pre-twist your wires nice and tight, and also don't pre-twist them and spin those wires all the way back inside the conductor. And what I mean by that is, notice how just a little bit at the top of the conductor is twisted together. It's not threaded all the way down. It's a complete mess to troubleshoot it. I will then use these orange-blue wire nuts by Ideal. These are the best wire nuts I've used to make a great connection and a very long-lasting connection. Now we're going to hop up in the attic here, because we're going to fasten all our junction boxes to the side of the rafters there. And what I'll do is I'll use a sticky back, I'll use 2 tie wraps, and these hold the junction boxes nice and tight. And notice how the whip of the junction box is actually sticking out of the hole there. So that way, when we go to throw the recessed lights in, all you got to do is just plug them in and then push them up into the ceiling, and then you're done. Now, in this circumstance here, you see how there's spray foam above the ceiling. You can't fasten the junction boxes because there's just no room to put a staple, and there's no room to put a sticky back or any tie wraps. So now we're going to go downstairs, because we're going to be installing one of these fresh air intakes, because this whole entire house is spray foam, so they got to pull in makeup air in order to keep the air nice and fresh. So what I like to do here is I'll actually use these sticky backs here for my SJ cord, and I'll drive some sheetrock screws in them, and that will hold my SJ cord nice and tight. I loaded out of the GFCI here because we need GFCI protection for this unit. I just ran the wires, I stapled them across those floor joists there, and a lot of you might be saying, hey, you drilled in those floor joists. Well, no, I didn't. Those are actually pre-punched, so all you got to do is just punch out the hole in the wood, and you're good to go. I labeled it circuit number 3, and then off the panel plug. So if you're in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, give us a call. We are taking new clients, and I personally answer every phone call.